today Christ, after the problem is Peter, is speaking of our life or our souls, depends from the translation you find, 4 times in 2 verses, that you can you can lose your life following Christ for finding it again, or that our life have a greater value than all over the world. When you gain all the world, but you lose your life, your soul, what does it happen? What can it help? So when the Greek readers in the first centuries had this text in front of them, they read on the word soul or life, psyche. So they normally were thinking of psyche, it's a mythological figure, and amor, love, which had a beautiful relationship, very tragic naturally. And also Plato, what is meaning psyche, the soul, the great value of soul, a human being, the real human being is soul. But the both mythological and philosophical idea was that this soul is something universal in the reign of the ideas, or in the mythological reign, the divinities, not a single person. When we go in a beautiful house, villa in Rome, it's called the Villa Faresina. It was built after in the beginning of the 16th century by Agostino Chigi and painted by Raffaello. We find again this idea of amore e psyche. But this time, the idea is this: it's a house for the wedding celebration of Agostino with his wife. Here, amor is representing Agostino, and Psyche, his future wife Francesca. They do not have any doubt that these figures, mythological figures, are representing their own persons, not an idea of them. So you can find in this new art, the Renaissance art, the great changement had happened in history. Because of that, what Jesus was announcing to Peter today, that he go into passion, will die, and will get out of the tomb, will rise on the 3rd day. Peter wasn't able to understand the Eastern senses of the words of Christ. But after his resurrection, the church in the centuries that are following are understanding what that means for every person, that God himself dies for everyone. So it introduced the church in the European civility this idea of person, that every person has a so great value that nobody can use or violate persons. Also, when only in the 20th century this idea becomes the fundament of every legislation, the idea, the experience is coming from the Easter experience, when God himself is a human being, and when he as a human being wants to die for every person and remain a human being forever, so the human person has an incredible value for God, absolutely. So that's what Christ wants to communicate today. Let's live in this beautiful idea, how God is seeing and loving our persons. Have a good Sunday.